The question says simplify this expression. So the first, we have four given set of expression. So the first set of expression, we have a square bracket, okay? We have a bracket within. So how do we do this? Solution. So we have this as a square bracket. Within we have e raised to power a, okay, raised to power 6. We have an enclosed square bracket as well, raised to power c. So when we look at this, we have three powers. We have a power within, we have another power, we have an external power as well. So what do we do? So let us sort out the brackets within, okay. By doing that, we have to apply the exponent rule. Okay, so what that means is that we multiply this power with this power, the internal and external power within. Okay, to apply the exponent rule, if you have something like this, a raised to power n, a raised to power n, so what do? We multiply the power together. Okay, so let us apply it here. So we have this as e raised to power a times 6. Okay, so we have our square bracket. We have the external power c, okay. So for a times 6 is 6a, okay. When we apply the exponent rule, for 6a times c, we have it as 6ac. But by the time we simplify this, okay, so we have it as e raised to power 6ac, okay. So the second one, okay, we apply this exponent rule to this expression. So we have L11 x, okay, raised to power y. So what that means is 11 raised to power x times y. Okay, so we have this as 11 x y. Okay, for the third expression, we have in the bracket 2b raised to power 4, c raised to power 7. We have an external power as 3. So what do? For this 3, we express what we have within the bracket as 2 raised to power 3, okay, b raised to power 4 times 3, okay, c raised to power 7 times 3, okay. So when we do that, we have this as 2 raised to power 3, that is 8, okay. For b, for 4 times 3, we have this to be 12, okay. Here we have this as c, 7 times 3, we have this as 21. Last one, we have 3, okay, raised to power 5, raised to power x. So when we apply the exponent rule, we multiply this with this. So we have 3 raised to power 5 times x. So that gives 3 raised to power 5x. Evaluate this expression. So we have 3 given set of expression. So what do? Solution, okay. So we have 2x raised to power 6 raised to power 7, okay. Now for this external power, it affects all terms in the bracket, so we express this as 2 raised to power 7, okay, x raised to power 6 times 7, okay. So for 2 raised to power 7, it means multiplying 2 by itself 7 times, okay. So when we do this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay. So what do we have? So for 2 raised to power 7, we have this as 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16, 16 times 2 is 32, 32 times 2 is 64, okay. 64 times 2, okay. For 64 times 2, we have that to be 128, okay. For x raised to power 6 times 7, so we have this as x raised to power 42, okay. So this is the answer to this. So for the second one, we have 5, okay, raised to power into bracket x, 4 raised to power 4 raised to power 3, okay. This power affects the bracket alone, not 5. So we have this as 5 times x. So we have multiplied the power. For 4 times 3, we have it to be 12. So we have this as 5x raised to power 12, okay. And lastly, we have this as 2, okay, x squared raised to the power 3. Okay, what does that mean? So the power affects what we have in the bracket, so we have 2 raised to the power 3, okay, times x raised to the power 2 times 3, okay. So here we have this as 2 times 2 times 2. As a result of this 3, x, for 2 times 3 is 6, okay. So for 2 raised to the power 3, we have this as 8, okay, x raised to the power 6. Thank you very much. The question says simplify this algebraic expression. So we have 2y times y raised to the power n minus 1 times y raised to the power 1 minus n over y. So how do we do this? Solution. Okay, so for 2y times y raised to the power n minus 1 times y raised to the power 1 minus n over y. Okay, so when we look at this, we have this as 2y, okay, we have this as y raised to the power n minus 1, we have this as y raised to the power 1 minus n, okay. So we can work out this by simplifying 2y by y, okay. So when we do that, y is out, so we have just 2, okay, times, so for y raised to the power n minus 1, since they are equal, so we can apply law of indices, okay, multiplying the same base. So what do? We pick out 1, okay, we add up the power, so we can apply this law, okay, we can apply it here. So by the time we do that, so we have this as 2 times y raised to the power m minus 1, okay, plus, here we have this as 1 minus m, okay. So we have this as 2 times, so for y, so when we simplify this, we have m minus m, so that is out, okay, minus 1 plus 1, that is 0, so we have y raised to the power 0, okay. So this gives 2 times, for y raised to the power 0, anything raised to the power 0 is 1, so for 2 times 1, we have it to be 2.